Yes, sir, Ski. Welcome back to I Am Athlete Presents Paper Route. There's a lot of people out here. Ashley, Nicole, Moss, Corey in the cut. Woo Out West, BC in the back here. Sirius XM, Faction Talk Channel 103 for all the listeners. But we're here on YouTube. But Ashley, there's a lot of people, that's tapping in with us, rocking with us, that don't even know what Paper Route is. So I want to go around, do this really quick before we jump into news of the day and talk a little bit about sports. And I will say before we do this, it feels a little bit like dog days because we've been having amazing news for about 2 weeks. And today it's like a slow news day, but Corey did a phenomenal job of producing a phenomenal show where we got some cool things that we're going to do, some new elements. But Paper Route, for me, what Paper Route is our delivery system of sports and news, right? Mm-hmm. We live in that intersection of culture and sports. What is Paper Route for you, Miss Ashley Nicole Moss?
The dopest show on the internet.
There you go. Corey in the cut.
Yes, sir. It's new media. It's culture. It's sports. It's, the future. I'd say that. Keep it short and sweet.
Yeah, I mean, look, we'll dive in here. There's a lot happening in the world today, a lot of disruption. Whenever you're in war, I do believe we're in a war right now.
Okay.
I feel like it's World War III, and we were just not talking about it. A lot of people aren't even accepting that we're in a global recession. When you think about the financial crisis right now. Whenever there's things like this happening, us down here, okay, all of us, we got to keep our eyes open, our ears open for the opportunities, Ashley, right? There's a lot of disruption happening, okay? So make sure you keep your eyes open, your ears open for those opportunities. Because what you talked about, Corey, new media, right? There's a lot of opportunities here for us to go on YouTube and different social media platforms to deliver what we call the news from us, by us. But anyways, news of the day.
Yeah.
We'll jump in. I won't go on my rant. I know Ashley's like, can we start the show?
Yeah.
Right?
We're going to go on a rant.
Yeah, we won't go on the rant. I'll stop my rant because I started a rant.
Mm-hmm.
Let's jump into news of the day.
Well, we always got to give them a preview of what we're going to hit today, too. So what we're going to do is look at some of the rookies, right, that's been balling out in camp. I know we had said we were going to get to it yesterday, but we're going to hit it today. And then we're also going to give you our NFL playoff pictures, so stay tuned for those. But, yeah, let's bang it off with news of the day. I knew it. Yo, that's crazy. As soon as bang came out of my mouth, I knew he was going to hit the pause, y'all. You got to bang it off with news of the day.
Yeah, Ashley, let me tell you why it's so fresh on my mind right now. Because I was up. I couldn't go to sleep. I was up till like 2 a.m. and I was watching It Is What It Is.
Were you?
I was watching an episode with Paul Pierce, and it's just legendary. We don't play the pause game on our show, right? We don't. We just play around with it.
I don't.
Pause.
Y'all do. I don't play it. Y'all play it.
I feel like you was the first one on our show to say pause.
No, I absolutely was not the first one to say pause on the show. I was the first one to explain pause, where it came from, how people grew up saying it around me, but I've never, there's only been one moment where I made a face on this show, and that's when you were talking about in football terms, topping off, and I said, but other than that, I've never had a moment on this show. That is you and Corey.
No, remember, that was recently. As far as the topping off thing, pause. We're talking about a couple of months ago. You said something. I was like, damn. You was like, yeah, but I don't play the pause game.
I don't play the pause game.
This was months ago.
No, I said I don't play the pause game. We were talking about It Is What It Is, and I said I don't play the pause game.
Okay.
One, I'm a girl. And two, I just don't, those things just don't cross my mind in real time unless it's egregious, the top of.
All right, well, we'll get to the news. I don't know what you said. You said bang it out, this, whatever, Corey. But before you do that, B Morale, what's up? Go St. Patrick, what's up? Chrissy O, what's up? Papa Lockett, what's up? Pamela, I don't know if Pamela's here with us yet, but what's up to Pamela? We just want to say what's up to Vetty the Dawn. Appreciate y'all rocking with us every single day. Big Daddy Papa Lockett. Is that two different people? What up, what up, what up? Winnie Coat, what up, what up? All right, let's dive in.
Before we dive into news of the day, shout out to the women's U.S. soccer team.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They faced Portugal last night. It ended up being a tie, a draw.
Yeah, right.
But they do advance, so we are still alive. We're still in this thing. Yep. It's getting a little rocky. It's looking a little shaky, but we live to fight another day. So hopefully those women can go ahead and figure it out and get it together.
There's 2 draws in a row, right?
Yeah.
But doesn't that keep the streak alive technically?
Technically, yes. It's 2 draws, 2 ties, whatever you want to call it. Obviously it's not a win in the way that you would think it.
But they're advancing.
They're advancing by the skin of their teeth, so they live to fight another day. So that's all that matters.
Ashley, would this be 3 if they win this World Cup? This will be 3 in a row?
I believe so, yes.
Can you fact check that?
We can fact check that.
How many World Cups would this be if
FIBA World Cups for the women's national team? I believe it's 3 or yeah, I think it should be 3.
That's never been done before.
It should be 3, I believe.
That's never been done before, Ashley. This is a big deal.
Yeah,
I appreciate you bringing it.
It was last night. It was a late one if you were up watching it against Portugal, but it was close.
See, that's Ashley Nicole Moss acting like Ashley, you be acting like you be watching all sports.
I do. I
watch the MLB. I watch soccer. Messi is my GOAT.
Messi is my GOAT.
Like,
and if you watched him, and Corey now can attest to the fact that he is the GOAT. But yeah, lots of people were up. My timeline was filled with people up late watching that game last night.
You're from New York. Y'all don't even play football in New York. It's basketball.
National team.
Basketball.
It's the U.S. I live in America.
That's it. That's why you know basketball so well.
I live in America. It's the U.S. national team.
Just so you know, they made 8 appearances, but they've won 4 times: 91, 99, 2015, and 2019.
But it would still be 3 in a row.
It'd be 3 in a row. 2015, 2019. And then this
we'll make it 3
Cup.
in a row.
We'll make it 3 in a row. This is legendary. I don't think that's ever been done before by any country.
Yeah, and you try to make it seem like I think I watch it. I don't watch boxing.
You do now.
I watched a match.
You do now. No,
I watched a match. I watched a match.
Be honest, Ashley. How much did you enjoy it?
It was great, but I also enjoyed Mayweather and Pacquiao when I watched it. I mean, I've watched matches like throughout my life, but I wouldn't say I'm a boxing fan. I can't get into I couldn't get into an argument or a discussion with someone and like hold my own. I don't know enough about the sport, and I'm okay with that.
No, but that's good though.
My brain can only occupy so much information.
Yeah, but I feel like that match for you got you over the hump where you went from just, hey, I'm gonna watch a big boxing event to now it's like, you know what? I can watch Gervonta Tank Davis and Haney or
that's
Steven
a big fight, though.
It is, but I feel like so the next phase for you is following the big names, okay? And then after that, then you're going to follow different divisions and different people that's up and coming. Watch. And when it's really going to get you is when we go in September, when we go to Vegas for the Canelo Charlo fight. It is a big fight, but when you go there, then you're going to really fall in love with it because you love competition, you love sports, and you just haven't really.
I do, but I'm telling you, I'm not gonna get into like Wu and Corey are they dive into it, and JP they dive into it. They know I'm not. I promise you, I'm not gonna do that.
All right, we'll see.
I like it for the entertainment value. I like to be able to I enjoy the fact that I was able to talk about it with you guys yesterday and actually have an opinion on it because I watched it. Right. Now, am I gonna watch Joe Schmo and Tyreek from the block fight each other next bat? No, I'm not gonna do that.
Nobody's doing that.
Do you get squeamish?
Huh?
Do you get squeamish about fighting?
No, it's not that I get squeamish. It's never really. It's never really resonated with me to the point where I'm oh my God, I have to dive deep. When I watch football, when I watch basketball, I'm invested. I'm truly invested into so many aspects of the game, which is why I've taken so much time to learn it and watch it. Boxing is I enjoy it when I'm watching it, whenever I do, and then I'm okay, what's next? Let's move on. You know what I mean? I don't have the hunger to learn more about it. Right. You know?
I don't know. It's something ingrained in me. My dad watched a lot of boxing. I grew up watching.
And my parents are boxing heads. They love.
Yeah, they come from that era.
They come from that era of Tyson, Holy. They are boxing heads. But I'm just not.
That's right. Yeah, they come from that era. That was the era, Ashley. They
Lennox Lewis.
Since that era, it's been the Mayweathers and the Pacquiaos, the Sugar Shane Mosleys, those guys kind of holding boxing down. Is totally different. Yeah. We thought heavyweight was going to come back when you had Anthony Joshua, but he's been getting his ass kicked.
Damn.
Over the last 2 years. He really has, but we thought this dude was going to be the next guy. I flew over to London to watch Anthony Joshua and the Klitschko fight. Oh, wow. That was the first time I went to a fight, and I said, a guy could really die in the ring. Oh, my God. That's a legendary fight. People need to watch that. So I flew over to London, watched this, and I was like, yo, I don't even know if I can do this anymore. Because my era, when I made it to the league in 2006, remember, it was the little guys fighting, right? So now I'm seeing heavyweights for the first time for real. And it was brutal. Like, every single punch, you can hear it. You can even feel it. And I was like, yo, somebody could die. Both guys hit the canvas. You know, then there was just a legendary comeback by Anthony Joshua. But then you have Fury. You have Wilder. And even
Fury
Andy
Wilder.
Ruiz. Like, I like Andy Ruiz. So we thought that heavyweights was going to be back. But now when Gervonta Tank Davis, Haney, Crawford, you know, the Charlo brothers.
Area now.
Canelo, yeah, it's there. It's there. So
that's why it was a blessing, I think,
back.
to see George Foreman in the condition he was, well-spoken, very calm.
Yeah, because Holyfield's like the opposite.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Evander Holyfield's like punch drunk.
Yeah. See, how do you? I just learned punch drunk.
My parents are boxing.
Yo, see what I'm
heads.
saying? This is what I'm saying. She just said punch drunk.
My parents are boxing heads.
I literally learned that from the Charlo brothers. Like,
no, I know. My
thing,
parents
though.
are boxing. Like, my parents were They would go to like bars and like Queens and stuff and watch like
she just
Tyson
said
fight.
punch
Like,
drunk. I'm done.
You said you talked to the twins about it? Did
No,
they tell you
when
how
we had them on the show a couple months ago, you know, I was preparing for it, and somebody threw around the term punch drunk. I was like, what the hell is punch drunk?
Yeah.
Right? So Ashley, she thought, I don't watch boxing. I
thought everyone knew what punch drunk was.
Have we defined it yet? Maybe the people who don't know what it is would like
Go
to
ahead,
know.
Punch drunk is basically like, it can be used in two ways. One is like immediately after a fight, you've just been hit so many times that you're just kind of discombobulated. But then punch drunk, like later in life when you're no longer a boxer, is basically like you've been hit so many times that like your cognitive just abilities are just not what they once were. Like your speech is a little bit slower. Like you're just not as sharp as you were pre-boxing.
That's crazy.
You wanna hear the
She said
definition?
punch drunk.
You want to hear the definition?
Go ahead.
No offense. Stupefied by or as if by a series of heavy blows to the head.
Yeah, I don't like the word stupefied.
I don't
That's
like
what
that
I'm trying
either.
to like whatever, but it's just basically what happens when you've been hit so many times. You know?
All right, let's move on. This is crazy to me. Ashley talking about she don't watch boxing. She
Familiar with punch drunk, huh?
Get out of
All
here.
right.
All right, news of the day. Joe Burrow, a.k.a. Joe Shiesty. I like that nickname.
Joe Burr.
Joe Burr. He got a whole bunch of nicknames. Will appear on season 2 of the Netflix series Quarterback. He just came out and announced this.
is big.
And if you haven't seen the Quarterback series yet, I highly recommend. Brandon, I actually finally got a chance to watch it.
You did?
Yeah. And the
good.
first series, you know, is following Kirk Cousins, Marcus Mariota, and Patrick Mahomes. And like I mentioned, we've just learned now the first quarterback that will be on season 2. Unfortunately, Lamar Jackson, right? Justin Fields, those are two guys.
It seemed like half the league, half the quarterbacks said no.
Said no, right? Well, at least of the guys that we want to see, right? But Lamar Jackson, he said, and I have a quote from him. He said, I just want to focus on ball, right? Well, no, this is the exact quote, excuse me. I appreciate them because they had reached out to him, but he said, I'm just trying to focus on ball right now. And then, of course, Justin Fields, I think he was the first quarterback to turn down the opportunity. He said no. And then Justin Herbert, he's actually a quarterback that's right now maybe on the fence about it. Yeah. He's on the fence about it. He recently said, because, you know, he was on the Pat McAfee show and they just asked him about the idea of appearing on the show and the idea of it being a distraction. He says, if you let it be a distraction, it could be a distraction. But if you're dialed in, I don't think it'd be too much of an issue. So, you know, Justin Herbert, he could potentially be one that that you might see in season 2. Y'all have some quarterbacks in mind outside, I guess, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields you'd want to see?
Well, there's a couple thoughts that I have here, team. One, you know, also Dak Prescott's one that turned it down.
He said his quote was, no, because I already get and the team already gets enough coverage.
That's right. Yeah. So
Slight flex right there.
Yeah, but I just feel like, you know, it's old school thinking. You know, back in the day, you know, before social media, we stayed away from it, right? But nowadays, like, social media is a part of our life, right? Like, content is king. And so I feel like our athletes should do more. Our quarterbacks are still living in that old school era, you know, like eliminate distractions. The quarterback don't need to do too much. And I kind of disagree with these guys that are turning this down. But I also feel good about it, Ashley. Like I like it validates me, if I'm using the term correctly, seeing guys turn down the show. Why? Because Peyton Manning is the producer of this show. He's the creator of this show, Omaha Productions, right? So for Lamar Jackson, Who else? Dak Prescott to turn down Peyton Manning. That's a big deal. Why am I saying this makes me feel good? Because you know how many times I've reached out to athletes to join the show or to interview, and they're like, I can't, this and that.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. So little old me getting turned down feels a little bit better because you're turning down arguably a guy that if he had maybe 2 more Super Bowls, probably is considered the GOAT in football, right? I don't know how you say no to Peyton Manning, Ashley. Like, think about that. Think about well, I almost use your term, a GOAT in your profession. But think of like Oprah calling you, right? Oprah calling you saying, Ashley Nicole Moss, I got this special over here that I'm doing, highlighting some of the dopest analysts, broadcasters, journalists in sports. And you say,
I think it's different though. I think it's different because a journalist isn't in a highly competitive sport. Like, yes, journalism is competitive and the media game in general is competitive, but it's different. Like an athlete's in and out, what they do when they're home, you know, their nutrition, their workout regimen, you know, what, you know, they may do to bring themselves down in terms of like, you know, winding down. Like that's all part of like their secret sauce, if you will. Like that's sometimes what separates a great quarterback from an okay quarterback is their routine, not just what they do and their skill set on the field, but what they do outside of the game. So a lot of guys either A, don't want that criticized because it works for them, and then they start thinking, well, maybe I should, or B, they don't want the world to know what they do to make sure that they're able to go out and perform. And then also like, and for example, if you think of like a Dak Prescott, I'm using that because of the quote that he gave when he said, well, the Cowboys get enough coverage. Yeah. For him, he's already under a drastically different microscope than a Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins plays for the Vikings. And that's not to say that Kirk Cousins isn't in, you know, the media and people aren't talking about him constantly, but it's a different level of notoriety than a Dak Prescott who plays for America's team. So for him, it may be, I just want to keep my personal life to me because everything else is on a platter and up for discussion and up for critique and up for people to go ahead and give their opinions on. I want to keep what happens when I am off the football field, when I'm out of the star, when I'm out of the uniform to myself. That's mine. That's probably why he didn't want to do it. And I can understand that. You give so much of yourself as an athlete or a public figure in general that what you can hold on to and what you can keep to yourself, you kind of want to hold on to that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can see it from that perspective. It is interesting to me though, like that whole dynamic, Peyton Manning reaching out and you're still like, no. It's a big deal. So this is a
probably
huge.
Said respectfully. But no.
Yeah, right.
Love you, Peyton.
Peyton may not even reach out. He might have like a producer reach out. Hey, you know, Peyton's the producer of this show. Love to have you type situation. He probably got Joe Burrow because he's like, look, all these damn quarterbacks are saying no. We signed this deal with Netflix. The first season went well. You got Patrick Mahomes for season 1. Think about that.
Yeah,
okay,
that's top level.
So now you come back in season 2. You know, so everybody's anticipating a better season or another great cast of quarterbacks, and everybody's saying no. So Peyton probably picked up the phone and was like, Joe Burrow, I need you. And Joe Cool is that type of dude, right? So this is a huge win for this series, a huge win for Omaha Productions and Peyton Manning to get Joe Burrow. And I think getting a name like that now, you'll land, potentially a Justin Herbert. So if you get Joe Burrow, let me ask you this question, Ashley, Corey, Wu. You get Joe Burrow, and then Justin Herbert, now he's on the fence, you said, Corey. Who's the third quarterback that you want, right? Because in the first season, they had 3 quarterbacks. They followed Kirk Cousins, Patrick Mahomes, and
Marcus Mariota.
Yep, boom. So who's the third quarterback that you want to see?
So they have Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. I'm going to be honest. Can I be honest?
Yeah,
please.
I don't care.
Why don't you care?
No, I don't care about this at all. Like I don't care what Patrick Mahomes does at home. I don't care what Marcus Mariota is eating. I don't care what Kirk Cousins listens to on the radio.
Wow.
I don't care.
Wow.
Like,
If Dak Prescott was on it, you would watch it.
I wouldn't watch that. I don't care. Like, I genuinely don't care.
me ask you this,
Like,
actually.
it
Get that
doesn't. It
perspective of these
doesn't. Like, I
players.
don't care. Like, I would much rather
That's crazy.
like a documentary about like the quarterbacks of the past and like the quarterbacks of the future and the differences. Like, that's something I'd be interested in. Like, having the new generation of quarterbacks watch film of like the old quarterbacks and see like, oh, we're better at this than that, or like whatever. Like something along those, like more of like a documentary type thing. I don't care about like a mini reality show following quarterbacks around. Like, I genuinely
You don't care to hear a soundbite of Patrick Mahomes sitting down with what's the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts, who I would like to see in this second season.
He turned it
But
down.
he said
he already
he
turned-
was opposed to it too.
So you don't
Minded.
listen to the soundbite. Listen to the
I like
soundbite.
NFL films. I like Hard Knocks. Like, that's cool. Like, it being in a football setting, like
So
that.
you will
like,
watch this season of Hard Knocks with
I'm
the
definitely
Jets.
gonna watch Hard Knocks with Aaron Rodgers. I saw the clip that went out to the internet the other day. It looked really interesting when he was talking about let's have fun at camp. I like NFL films where I hear like the stuff that like we don't hear on the sidelines,
right,
like in the course of a game. I love that. But like in terms of like them at home and what they do with their dogs and what they do with like their I don't really care. I don't care.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Quarterback was filmed very similar to Hard Knocks, if I must say. Like, wouldn't you agree, Brandon?
It's
that it was
filmed
somewhat
similar, but it's filmed
and they
similar.
capture a lot of this like similar events. That was the point I was trying to make. Like they
No,
do
but
capture
it-
a lot of on the field stuff.
Okay,
You know?
but I don't.
in the locker rooms on
the
game
rest,
day.
The rest of it I don't need.
I hear you.
Like the rest of it I don't personally, like that's just me. I personally don't care about what Marcus Mariota's eating at home. Like I don't.
Let me ask you a question.
That's just
though,
me.
Ashley.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I flipped it on you, and let's say this was about running backs, with everything going on right now, would that be
No.
more interesting?
No.
No?
I don't. But here's the thing, like
I
it's
tried.
not.
About
It's
this
not
real
the
quick.
aspect.
Because I'm trying to see like what is
The
her
running
It's
back.
not
That's
the
probably
aspect
an
of
idea.
Like, why would you
it's not
watch
the
Ain't
Hard
no
Knocks?
idea.
That's huh? You don't think Netflix actually might want to do that now?
Corey, tell the people, tell everybody, tell Christy O what I was saying.
Oh,
for
what you
months
said yesterday?
when you was producing her shows. Yeah.
Right. Yes. Now this is funny. So yesterday we were just having, we were just fellowshipping and whatnot. And then Brandon pointed out, because I'd say about 2-3 months ago we were in a production meeting, and I had a story on a running back in the rundown.
Your fourth story about a running back.
Was it at the time my third, fourth? I don't know.
It was like your third or fourth story.
And I
about
want to
a
say it
running back.
had to do with like a Dalvin Cook. It was honestly a very good running back. And he had made the point. Nobody wants to talk about the running back. And from that point on, there has been no bigger conversation in the NFL. Like, it was just so funny how the universe, played the whole situation out. But yeah, now here we are
hold
talking
on,
about the running back.
woo.
Yes.
Like
What's
I
up?
kind of snapped on him. Right? Like, I mean, he was talking about like it wasn't.
It was
no
Austin
big
Eckler
name.
too. I think
No,
it was actually when
wasn't.
Austin Eckler came up.
It
Yes,
was some guy we never even heard of. He wasn't even talking about Bijan. What's his name?
It was
Bijan
Austin
Robinson?
Eckler, believe it or not. It was
Yeah,
Austin Eckler.
Austin Eckler, but it was like the fourth, fifth person. Like, I'm
My
like,
twin.
yo, nobody is tuning in to hear about these running backs.
To be honest, if it was about running backs, I wouldn't watch it either. Like you could literally have the quarterback series with freaking Tom Brady, and I don't.
Yes,
care.
you would.
Whoa,
Stop
whoa,
it,
whoa,
Ashley.
whoa,
I
whoa,
don't.
gosh.
Here's
Stop
the thing.
it.
I don't dislike. Let me rephrase this. I don't mind the whole like documentary of like following a court. I just personally am not interested in like what they do at home. Like that's why I hear you. Corey.
Giselle and Tom Brady at home?
I don't like.
Yes, you would.
I don't live there.
Do you watch any reality shows?
But here's
Yes
the
or no?
thing. I watch reality shows that are specifically like, okay, I watch Real Housewives because they're fighting each other and they argue and they like
you like to
whatever.
get messy.
But I'm not
yeah,
actually
right.
watching it like because I'm interested in their lives. I'm interested in the dynamic they have with their cast members. It's not really the same thing. Like I'm not interested in like how the players interact with their families and their chefs. Like I'm interested in their workout routine. I'm interested in like what they do in practice with their teammates. I'm interested in like if there's a
More Hard
like
Knocks.
okay, for example, Travis Kelce when he punched his teammate. I'd be interested to hear that audio. I want to hear that. I don't care what Travis
That's
Kelce
what I
does
was
when he's
saying.
off the field. Like,
That's what I was
just
saying
me.
with the running backs. Like imagine a video of Jonathan Taylor going home and having to deal with that situation from Jim Irsay while he's speaking to his wife and kids. Like not sure if we're gonna be in Indiana next year. Like I think that
I
would be
guarantee
interesting.
you that probably would not be in there.
Okay.
But
Well, to answer your question, I don't think anybody answers your question, Brandon. Who would be outside of Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert? Now,
Lamar Jackson would be cool.
Well, but he's already
turned it down.
Yeah, turned it down. Tell me there's no bigger storyline than what Tua went through last year. Would Tua not be?
Tua turned it down though.
Did he?
Yes.
See, well,
Damn,
damn,
everybody turned it down.
Nobody wants.
What are we down? We down to
nobody
nobody.
wants you in their personal business.
That's crazy. Josh
Especially
Allen?
in this day and age where
Josh Allen, I can
Trevor
see
Lawrence.
Josh Allen
I think
doing it.
those were B and C for me. Those options
But
there.
also, like, you have to think about it from a different perspective also. Like, we're in a day and age, unfortunately, where people are crazy. And you don't want people knowing, like, where you live, what your house looks like, what kind of cars you drive, what dogs you have, what your wife's closet look like. People are getting robbed. There are home invasions happening every freaking other day. In LA, people are getting robbed when they're on vacation. Like, last thing people want is for cameras to infiltrate their personal spaces and their personal lives just to give crazy people ammunition to come after them. It's like, you would be crazy in this day and age to just be like, yeah, come on in. And if you did, I would advise you to film in like an Airbnb. You don't film in your house.
Right.
Like, film in a completely different home.
That's what MJ did for was it The Last Dance? So that all his sit downs and interviews during The Last Dance, that wasn't his house.
That's the same thing when the Kardashians first came out. They would film in a house that was not there. Yeah, that wasn't their house. The outside of that house was not theirs. They would film on the inside. But the outside shots of it wasn't their house.
Maybe that's the solution, but they follow you over a long period of time.
That is true, yeah.
No, actually, that's a good point. So good that I hope they can find 2 more quarterbacks.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, my suggestion, by the way, was Tua.
Peyton
I wanted to throw that out there.
I think Tua turned it down.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying Tua because that was a good storyline from last year. It'd be a good comeback season.
Jordan Love to do it.
That actually might, replacing Aaron Rodgers. Who knows? We'll see.
Russell Wilson would be, let's move
Russell
on.
Wilson's not doing it.
But I know, but Russell Wilson would be dope. Him and Sierra.
Russell ain't doing
it. Sierra waking up in the morning. Wake up, baby.
Him throwing
hey, listen,
passes
I've been
to
around
future
him. Her
son,
energy is through the roof, bro. Like, she's like that all day, every day. Like, super positive. Always like dancing shit.
Vibing.
Russ be laying on the table. I'm like, maybe it's too. No, that's cool. It's good. Like, I love the relationship. He'll be laying on the table, getting some type of treatment or whatever. She come, hey baby, give me. I love you. I love. the other couple that I saw like that
though, right?
I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it.
Tom Brady and Giselle, their public affection. Did I say that right?
Private.
Public.
Oh, PDA.
Like PDA?
PDA. Yeah. Like, I was like, damn, okay, that's what a relationship looked like. We at the Super Bowl. Giselle comes in, Tom's standing there. She's like, hey, baby. And she's right in the middle of the box.
Well, I mean, she did build, like, shrines for him. Like, that.
What?
Yeah, she says that she would build, like, what was it in Vanity Fair, the article?
That's voodoo.
Or no.
Yeah.
Right? That sounds kind of a little scary.
Or Vogue. I forget which magazine it was. I was reading an article and she was talking about this. So, like, not like voodoo, like, she's very big into, like, energy and crystals and things like that. So she would build, like, mantles. Like mini mantles with like crystals.
In the closet?
I don't know where she put it. Like, and I don't know if it was like I don't know if it was like a stagnant thing or just like like she basically to manifest positive energy for him every football season. And I mean, she did it like since the time that they were married. And look how many Super Bowls this man won.
Yeah,
thanks, babe. Maybe he'd have won more.
I'm just saying.
Maybe he'd have won more if she wasn't doing that.
I'm just saying. She said she used to manifest a Super Bowl for him every single season.
I'm coming in saying thanks, babe, but you can hold all of that. Fellas, jump in the chat right now. Let me know, if that would be awkward or okay, for your lady to build these shrines for you, crystals and rocks.
I
like Sierra's.
I walk around. Not walk around. I have a few crystals at the
Ashley,
house.
come on.
What?
Ashley.
I believe in manifestation. I believe in the power of the earth. Like crystals.
I believe in the power of the earth.
Crystals come from the ground.
Yeah, but they ain't got no power in them.
Energy can never be destroyed. So there's energy in literally every single thing on planet Earth, especially in like things that come from its core. Like we're talking rocks and minerals, and all they do is harness energy.
You don't believe in power of the tongue?
Yeah, I believe in that. Pause.
Is that a pause?
That was a pause,
That
Ashley.
wasn't a pause.
You don't believe in the power of the tongue? He asked another man if I believe in the
no way.
tongue?
I guess
that ain't a pause? Like, what?
It could have been switched out for manifestation.
I believe in that, but, you know, like, I'm not going to pick up a rock and be like,
That's not what it is. Like, no, that's not what it is. Like, it's, you just, you know.
yo, I'm sorry. I can't
Like
rock with
They might have just
like,
lost me
all
with the
those
question.
I can't rock with you if I can't rock with you.
You like
I can't rock with you.
Swarovski?
You like
That
can't-
crystal
No, like
place?
no, rose quartz like is a mineral that
See.
you know brings like
Here she goes.
loving energy and things like that. A citrine is supposed to bring like economic whatever. Then you have I forget what it's called, blacktopine, which is basically protects you from
goodness.
negative
Here she
energy.
go.
Like it's all stuff that comes from like the ground. Like it's not man made. It comes from Earth. Like,
Brandon Marshall here.
and you saged with Kyrie.
I Am Athlete presents Paper Route, Faction Talk, Channel 103, Sirius XM. Thanks for rocking with us. Thank you for rocking with us. This is Ashley Nicole Moss, our environmentalist.
This coming from the man who smudged with Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, I believe.
There's video
listen,
evidence of this man bathing in sage.
Yeah, she got you there.
And he's trying to come at
This
me
smudge.
about my rocks and my crystals. Mind you, I also believe in sage, but there's a video of him literally smudging himself.
Right, and I had to learn what that was because a lot of people say it's what's the other thing?
Sage.
Saging.
Yeah.
So Kyrie taught us how to smudge. It's a difference,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, I mean,
You smudge with
You
sage.
believe
Kyrie
a little
cleansed
bit.
us.
A little bit.
Kyrie cleansed us. He did.
Pause.
He came in right off the top. Like Kyrie came in that was a pause.
Kyrie cleansed us?
I guess.
That's a pause.
I don't think
I
that
don't
was a
know.
pause.
I don't know. Maybe we read
What is
through
the
that.
matter with you
reach too,
people?
right? So we go reach.
Soon Kyrie came in the crib. He came in, looked around. You know, we little chatter. He took out that what is it called?
Sage.
The sage, and start smudging. Like, shh. I was like, oh, it's gonna be good.
And how did you
He
feel
came
in
right
that
in.
space afterwards?
How we felt in the space.
Did you feel like it was cleansed, and did you feel like it was?
No, I felt
Good
really
energy?
good for Shady. Like, you know, Shady needed that the most. So
Oh
Shady
my
was
God,
there like, get my head, get my head. So Kyrie getting Shady, and then Shady put his head down, like, get my head, get my head. So I really feel good for Kyrie on the smudging. I mean, for
It's
Shady.
really good if like. Obviously, like if you are into prayer, if you're into meditation, just like smudging your space so that like you can like be in the most clear
I believe in that.
space possible to like talk to God or whatever it is that you believe in. Like that's how I use it.
Well, see, I like incense. I grew up on incense, right?
Yeah, I
and
like
to
incense
me,
too.
it creates like an energy and a vibe in the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can smell it. You know, you can feel it, right? So like you walk into somebody's crib and they have a candle lit. Okay, that's an energy, right? It feels good for most. You know, you can smell it. And then when you have an incense, it takes you almost to like environmentalist or earthly or woke. You know what I'm saying? Deep. You know what I'm saying? So like if you're in the deep thought, you know, you want to think about some things, you put on an incense. You want to, you know, be romantic. You know what I'm saying? You want to set a vibe, you put on candles. You know what I'm saying? So I like that, but the rocks don't do anything. The rocks don't have no smell.
The crystals.
The
not rocks.
crystals. Okay, crystals don't have no smell. They ain't doing nothing. They don't light up. So it's just hard for me, Ashley, our environmentalist.
Okay.
All right,
We're going to
guys.
start introducing you as our environmentalist.
All right, moving on. So at the top of the show, I had mentioned that we're going to look at rookies. But what I want to do first is highlight Detroit rookies running back Jahmyr Gibbs, because I think there's a bigger story here. Now, according to Benjamin Raven of M Live, he's been taking a lot of reps at wide receiver. And I say it's a bigger story, right? Because we have been talking about the
Yeah.
running back market and how they can, you know, value themselves or increase their value, rather. And that is with them being able to play as a wide receiver as well. Look at this.
Let me see
so
if
you
he got it.
You got him. Hey, Brandon, I want to talk about this too. What did y'all call like that motion there? Coming from like the
Ooh,
numbers,
okay, run it back.
inside.
Let's run it back. Let's talk a little football right now.
We used to call this Zen motion, where you
Yeah,
go
Zen.
from maybe the bottom of numbers if we're talking NFL,
Yep.
but you go from this outside the numbers, get inside, right inside that outside receiver, and it's supposed to help you. Do what, Brandon?
Right, hold on. So let's run it back.
ahead.
Let's run it back. Well, basically what it does is, so we're going to talk a little ball here. Let's run it back here. So first we're going to go empty right open.
Yeah.
Okay,
Puts the
we're
running
gonna
back
go
to the
Zen
left-hand
motion.
side. Yeah.
But what happens when you put the running back outside? It tells the quarterback if it's man or zone. Because if it's a linebacker over him or a safety, that's man. But if the cornerback stays outside, right? Because the cornerback's always wide. If the cornerback stays outside, then that tells the quarterback, that tells everybody on the offensive coordinator, that we have zone. Now you bring them in motion. And what we're doing is we're just trying to build layers, right? So we're high-low in this corner, this linebacker or whatever. So this is a big deal. Zen in, come out. This is, I would call this, maybe this is an option route. He can break in or break out. But this is big. It's not about the ball right now. Like you said, Corey, we've been talking a lot about the running back position, right? And for me, I feel like the running backs have an opportunity to say, look, don't give me, I'm not taking, not don't give me, I don't want, but I'm not toting it 20, 25 times a game. Why? Because the more I produce, and this is the only position, maybe in the world, in all sports, that if I produce more, I'm going to be devalued more, right? More wear and tear on my body, right? I'm closer to that, that whatever benchmark you guys have there, how many carries in a career or a year that now you see the decrease in production from running backs. So I'm saying I'm not carrying the ball 20, 25 times a game. What I will do is I'll participate as a wide receiver. I'll catch the ball more. So this is the first running back that's now starting to operate as a wide receiver post running back drama. So let's keep our eye on this kid, and maybe he'll break the mold and show another way we can utilize our running backs. Yeah, great story.
Yeah, look good there. Anything to add there, Ashley, before we move on
I'm
real
just
quick?
glad we didn't play any film from the Cowboys camp.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Well, speak, Ashley. Get it off your chest. Why you bring that up? That's not even in the rundown. That's not even in the show.
That's why I said I'm glad that we didn't have that video teed up. So.
Can we tee up that video?
We might need to find it.
We cannot. It's
what is going on?
It's not in the rundown.
Let's talk about it real quick.
I think I heard Dak was throwing interceptions. Is that right?
Because
Is that true?
I can't confirm nor deny that.
Listen, quarterbacks throw interceptions all the time.
In practice.
In camp. Now, there has been a few interceptions coming out of the Dallas Cowboys in Oxford, California.
Oxnard. I can't confirm nor deny that.
It's what I didn't understand about this last interception, and it's really making me nervous.
What interception?
You the one brought it up.
I can't. I just.
So we're gonna talk about it before we move on.
I'm just glad we had no film. I can't confirm nor deny what I saw.
If BC got it, we bring it back.
Of course, BC would have it because BC is a dumb Giants fan per gambling.com.
So here's what Ashley's talking about, right? A lot of pressure on Dak Prescott. This is interesting because what made Dak special to he got it. Oh my goodness, you guys are special.
Let's see. Well, this
ain't
this
it.
is actually a good highlight.
No, not this one. Let's check that out.
QB1, baby.
That actually just made Dak
there.
look good, but it's all good.
You see that? Woo? That's what Danny Dimes
Ashley,
won't be doing.
You know this. You know this better than anybody else, right? Especially maybe in this chat. Talking about it right now. Me, BC, Woo, or Corey. When Dak Prescott took over Tony Romo, do you know the number one thing that we all was saying about Dak Prescott in that legendary run? Do you remember?
Is how much more athletic he was?
No, that was there, but it was his touchdown to interception ratio.
Right.
Like the dude, look up his stats the first couple years. He was known to be a dude that protected the ball. Yeah, he went on this crazy run as a, first year starter or relief pitcher when he came out. I don't remember how everything transpired, but we were looking back like, how's this rookie protecting the ball like this?
Right.
That's what made him special. Now, how do you go, 8-9 years, and now you have a year like this, and now everybody's talking about, if Dak Prescott protects the ball, he protects the ball. It was 1 year. It was 1 year. Now
I think it's a few things. I think one, as you know, when you're a rookie and you come into the game, regardless of the position, but especially a quarterback position, there's no film out on you yet. So you're kind of out there to free for all. So people are learning you as each game progresses, which you can use to your advantage, which I think nobody really yes, Dak went to Mississippi State, but he fell in the draft. People weren't really zoned in on him like they were some of the other top draft prospects. Maybe, nobody really anticipated what happened with Tony Romo. Dak comes in, has this one hell of a Cinderella season. So we've seen that before. We've seen guys kind of come in, have their moment, and just go on these incredible runs because no one knows what to expect. Then after a season, 2 seasons, people are like, oh, okay, I know what he's going to do. Then he goes through his injury.
I don't know, Ashley.
It changes how he plays the game. And I think now one of the things that he has done is that, one, he holds onto the football for too long, or he tries to do too much with the football where there's nothing there. He tries to make something out of nothing happen, which results in interceptions. Now, I will say last season, if you actually watch the games where he had interceptions, and there's
Not
games
all,
to choose
yep.
from.
Yep.
Okay, we get it. Haha. Some of them, I would say at least 25% of them were not at his fault. There were receivers not being where they were
Slipping at
supposed
the
to
top
be.
of the route.
Yes, exactly.
Balls bouncing off of him.
Exactly. So although that goes against Dak's interception stat line, it wasn't a true interception that he threw.
Right.
So just now, that's not to negate the fact that he has thrown a lot of interceptions in the past few seasons. I think that sometimes people just look at the stat line instead of also looking at how it actually played out in the course of a game. And all of them are not because he just threw to the wrong person.
Well, listen, I'll say this. Maybe it's because, remember, in 2021, I believe, he was off to an amazing start. And I believe it was 5-6 games in, he snaps his fibula. Was it his fibula, his ankle, basically? And so Dak he was always a pocket quarterback, right? But he would run.
He would run, and he doesn't do that anymore.
And so maybe because he's sitting in the pocket more, that's why you saw last year, interceptions up. But when you look at it, right? So he came in the league in 2016, okay? All right. So last year he completed year 7. 2016 he had 23 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Now there was an increase in interceptions in his second year, sophomore year, 22 touchdowns, 13 picks. All right. And then he got it right. 2018, 22 touchdowns, 18 picks.
Here we go.
All right, here's how Ashley started this conversation.
Is that what Daniel Jones doing?
Yes.
No, that hasn't come out of Giants camp. So here's the deal, Ashley. Like, if you go back and watch this, all right, here's my problem with this. Quarterbacks, what do? You drop back. He knows he wants to go left. He knows he has a check with me, go on the left side with the archer. This is what he does. So he drops back. He looks to the right. Why is he looking to the right? Because he's trying to look off the safety and hold the safety. If I hold the safety and Archer gets his separation, then I have a play on the left. He drops back and he loses the safety and he just throws a ball. Like, I'm okay with the throw, right? Because that's what we want as receivers. Like, we're always open. You can throw a back shoulder. You can throw it over the top. Okay? That's what you're supposed to do. You're making $10 million a year. But he lost the safety. The safety never held down the middle of the field. He didn't bite on your look off. If that's a pause, it's a pause. Okay? And he just throws it. That's a bad play by Dak Prescott. Point blank, period. That safety right there, knowing that he's there, like, it's terrible. And then also, that's not a good throw. That throw should have been thrown outside of that red line. You see that red line right there? Like, run it back again. Corey, explain what the red line is.
I was actually going to ask you what the red line is. Is that
Damn,
where, like,
Corey. You know what the red line is?
No,
Y'all didn't do this at Notre Dame?
The red line? No.
Where do you see it?
Okay, so
is that where the
line,
numbers used to be in college?
No. So this is what the red line is there for. And this doesn't show up on game day. This is only practice field. That red line teaches the wide receivers, like, look, this is your box, okay? So you need to stay right down that red line or close to it when we have these go routes, right? When you get too far out there, you're not giving your quarterback any room. So, like, where Archer is right now, that's not a great position. So this is first year here. This is where the chemistry and continuity builds. Where he wants to be on his go route is on the red line, because this is a hard throw for a quarterback. You leave him no room, right? So that red line is a visual mark for the wide receivers and quarterbacks to understand, like, yo, stay as close there, right? So I can have room to throw that.
You saw the line, Corey?
Yeah, at the collegiate level, it's an NFL thing. He forget that in the NFL, they got the red line. In college, they got the numbers. And that same teaching point is taught to the numbers, though.
Yeah, but no, this is like red line, yellow line in practice. These don't show up in the game. So,
yeah.
So look, Ashley.
The chat wants to know when you're going to start coaching.
Never. Ever.
What?
And here's why. I'm not waking up. I'll wake up at 5 in the morning. I believe in the early bird. Like, everybody should wake up in my mind at 5 a.m., especially if you want to be productive. But I'm not going to go to work at 5 or let's say 7 a.m. and then be there till 11 p.m. You kidding me?
Yeah, that's what you need.
No, that's what they're doing.
What about high school?
I would do that, but I'll be a wide receiver coach, offensive coordinator. I wanted to do that, but then I transitioned into this, building a company. But I thought that was going to be my transition, like my 1 year. You see how Tom Brady he has a $300 million deal on the table with Fox. He said, I'm taking a year off. So my vision was to take a year off and then coach high school football, but I never did that.
What about college?
Hell no.
College is worse than probably
Hell
NFL,
no.
huh?
Yeah, because all you're doing college coaching is just recruiting.
That's true.
That's all that is.
Yeah, that's a lot more.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not sitting in the old kid's living room and trying to convince them to come, and then now you get the money and time.
Bring your kid to UCF.
Well, B, we got to move on. I got some more film for you to break down.
Oh, let's go.
Yo, we got a new QB1 from over the weekend.
Oh. So look, let's go back to Vegas. Some of you guys know that I was in Vegas all of last week. I went to the fight. It was a phenomenal day. That was
Work
Saturday
trip,
was
right?
the fight. So let's go back to Las Vegas, Nevada, okay? So Cardi B was in town and Offset, right? I actually ran into Offset at the fight. We chatted. We hung out for a little bit. And so that morning of, Cardi B was playing at some pool party. For you guys that never been to Vegas, like Ashley Nicole Moss, there's a thing. There's day parties there. This is like kind of where the day parties were invented, Ashley. Like that's the thing. I don't get it. I'm not jumping in the pool with 2,000 people and all kinds of stuff is going on. I'm not doing that. I'll stay in the cabana.
Yeah, you gotta be in the little cabana.
Yeah, I'll stay in the cabana. It needs to have a little fan or something, some type of AC. So anyways, let's get back to Cardi B. Right, and this is why it makes sense for us to talk about this. Pinpoint accuracy is the topic or the headline of this news. So she's playing at this day party. Probably got a big bag. Probably got $100,000 to play here.
$100,000.
Yes. So what ended up happening is she's up there. She's doing her thing. I don't even know what song she's playing and she's rocking out to. The lady throws water on her. But look, she's a lefty. And she throws it. Look at her form. Yeah. Look at her arm. So this is QB1. So I wanted to highlight this because Cardi B, and there's different angles that's come out since, actually had the vision to see who threw the water at her. Oh, look at this angle. Boom, and watch it. Look at it.
Straight line, right?
Boom.
Was a straight
Ashley,
line.
Yo.
Do you think if you were in this situation, I know for sure you would have reacted the same way as Cardi B. But
why do you think that?
Do you have pinpoint accuracy like Cardi B? Because you're both from New York. And then this is the night. Look. So first, before we move on to the next video, Ashley, do you think you have this type of pinpoint accuracy like Cardi B?
I plead the fifth.
Well, we might pull up some footage of you at Yankee Stadium at the CC.
I never pitched.
Well, you caught a grounder, didn't you? And you had to throw the ball.
I caught. I was gonna say a bunch of balls, but like
I
caught what
girl
was
pause.
coming my way.
You said girl pause.
Girl pause.
Pause, Ashley. No, so here's the situation. Then we'll get to the next video, right? She's now under investigation out in Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay. She's under investigation because she didn't throw that one mic. She threw two mics in the same day, Ashley. So she goes to the fight. Okay. After the fight, she has another gig. Probably another $100,000 big bag.
Or more.
And I don't even know what song she's playing. But the DJ cut her off. Woo. The DJ stopped playing the song too early. So now she's going a cappella. She didn't like it. So guess what she does? She turns around and says, "Bah, God, whack him." And she look at her form. Where did she get this form from?
She left.
Yeah, she's a lefty.
She's like me, lefty.
See,
But look at that. Look at that.
Look at this. It's perfect.
That's quarterback.
Like, not too much wind up. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yo, look at the right arm. If you look at most quarterbacks, right? That right arm's going to be like that. That left hand's going to be, ooh, look at little pliability there. Tom Brady pliability. Yeah. So I don't know if she connected on this one because the other angles haven't come out.
Why is she throwing microphones at people?
That's all she got.
Something's going on. Something's going on.
Like the first time, okay, like the water situation, I think I heard that she was asking people to spray her with water because it was hot.
That's a weird twist.
So like you got what you asked for.
She ain't say spray with water. That's not what she said.
I'm not saying verbatim, but she was asking people like to cool her down.
She said, "Throw me a water bottle up here."
No. She was actually asking people in the crowd to throw water on me. There was a pretty explicit video where she actually is asking. I was thinking about throwing it in the show, but it's, again, too explicit. But yeah, she's asking people to throw water on her from the crowd. So it's like she kind of got what she asked for.
Throw water at me, on me, or throw water up here because it's hot?
Literally water on her.
Like cool me down type of thing.
And she was like, as a girl was throwing water on her, she's like, yeah, continue to throw water on me. Yeah. Look it up on Twitter. Or
so I guess she hit her point where it was like enough water and that girl didn't get the memo.
And I think what happened was that was earlier in the show when she was asking her to do that, and this was later in the show when this person decided to throw the water on her, so she took it the wrong way.
And this is the angle of the young lady saying, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry."
Oh, that's another angle.
Yeah, there's been several.
That doesn't even make no sense. None of this makes sense to me.
Yeah,
like you're there to see Cardi B, you're a fan. Like that's one of the most disrespectful things you can do when you're out. Like there's so many fights that's happened where people spray champagne on people.
Yes, but I think that she was asking her fans to do something at one part of the show. Yeah. And this girl decided maybe 20 minutes later to like do it randomly. That pissed Cardi off because the moment came and went. So she threw a mic at her. Okay, whatever. The DJ thing was wild though, because like, damn, like, how do you know that his equipment just didn't give out? Like, how do you know it was my fault that like the audio went out? Why are you throwing a mic at me for? Like, damn, my bad.
Don't let your equipment go out. This is perfection.
You can't go around throwing microphones at
Cardi
people.
B turned around and
We've seen so many crazy things in entertainment.
I've seen Beyonce live, and like multiple times her fan's not working, and she'll just like put in her song like, "Come fix my fan." Da-da-da-da. Like, you don't throw things at people. Like, that's crazy. Like, you play it off. Like, you figure out a way to like playfully tell someone. I remember Mariah Carey in Central Park. She was performing for Good Morning America, and the backup singer was singing her part.
I think I saw you throw a lemon.
And she
a lemon.
A lemon? You've never seen me throw a lemon.
Go ahead. So
Mariah's singing, and the background singer is singing her part. So she could have, I guess, thrown her mic at her, but Mariah starts singing, "Stop singing my part." Like, and the singer stops. Like, there's a way to, like, play it off to where, like, you're not harming somebody.
So you're not supporting Cardi B right now?
The first one I gave her a pass because it's like, don't throw water at me. I probably...
You'd have did the same
thing. Mom,
thing.
don't get mad. I probably would have been like, yo, what the... Like...
No, you'd have threw the mic.
I would have probably not handled that appropriately. The DJ thing, I wouldn't have thrown a mic at him. That's like, that's kind of nuts.
All right, I respect that.
That's a little crazy.
I respect
he didn't come at me crazy. He didn't throw anything at me. Like, he didn't invade my space, like, or she. It was just a technical malfunction. Like, you can't just throw. That's like my camera not working right now and me throwing my phone at Woo. Like, that's something happened like
ESPN or some type of network where.
Like, why is my mic not working? Woo. Damn it.
but wasn't there something, I don't know, there's a story, something came out, maybe they thought they were still in break, but I don't know if it was ESPN or ABC or some Good Morning show.
A hot mic? I love a hot mic moment.
Yeah, and like they said did something because like the producers messed up or something. I felt like we've seen this before.
There's a lot of hot mic moments.
All right, we got some more film for you to break down, man.
Let's go.
Film. Let's do it.
So we're going to transition from a little culture talk, little Cardi B. Cardi B, hopefully everything's okay. When you see things like this, you know, because I saw somebody in the chat say like Doja Cat is going through the same thing, right? Because Ashley is right. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of things that happen. And so like you try your best to navigate through it. And sometimes it gets the best of you. So because like what you said, you know, we've seen that before. Like you said, Beyonce, Mariah Carey.
Yeah, it's just you're supposed to know how to handle it.
Right. So but like it could be something going on, right? There's a lot of pressure on Offset, a lot of pressure on their marriage right now. So wishing them the well.
It's not.
No.
Have you ever been to the Bronx?
Yes, I've been to the Bronx.
Then you know.
Boogie down Bronx.
Have you been to the Bronx, Corey?
I have not.
It's tough.
Then you don't know. Have you been to the Bronx?
No.
All right. Well, then Brandon and I are on the same page. Right. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. All right, so we'll move on here. Hopefully everything's cool there. What else we have? We want to break down a little film. We're going to talk a little bit of football.
You want to skip the the last one was pretty funny though. I kind of wanted to throw that.
Oh, really quick. We'll just hit it really quick.
Just real quick.
While we're on, female athletes. Yeah. So Cardi B, perfect form, QB1, pinpoint accuracy, right? So that was really the highlight there. That was the connection. She throws better than most quarterbacks in the NFL. So now here's another one right here. So now we're taking the head out the game. Pause. This lady, right? Some suspect is on the run. Police they're chasing somebody.
What?
Yes, look at this. But the reason why I wanted to highlight this is because look at her form.
Yeah.
Frames the
Look at
tackle
this.
up.
Boom.
Frames the tackle up.
I feel like that's Ashley in a Cowboys uniform.
But no, listen, hold on. We'll get to that. We'll get to Ashley and how she integrates into
She
this.
framed him
Wraps
up, though.
up. And that's the thing in the NFL now. The guys are just throwing shoulders. No, she wraps up I want to call him the ball carrier.
The suspect.
Yeah.
The suspect.
She wraps up the suspect, secures the tackle, takes him down to the ground.
Good tackle.
Didn't have to do that, by the way. She was just talking to her friend in the front yard.
Good tackle.
Listen,
Good tackle.
Any teams out there that may need help at the linebacker position, you have her. Whatever this lady's name is, it'd be cool to get her on the show.
That'd be great, right?
You know, maybe she has like a son that plays ball, you know, because now what they're doing is they're bringing in the parents to teach them the right way to tackle, right? Because CTE, concussions,
and
big
she
topic.
lost her glasses, and she still
She
makes
lost her
tackle.
top.
Yeah, she did. I saw that
Her
too.
glasses.
Oh, her glasses.
Have you guys ever seen the Best Buy? When people try to steal out of Best Buy, how they
The Best Buy workers be
they
trying
all
to
get into that
corral
same
the tackle.
format.
They
and
need to
tackle
watch
them.
film on this lady.
I have like 5 videos I've seen the Best Buy doing that.
Well, that was great. So now we'll move on. Whatever her name
Was that
is,
a
she
guy
did a
she
hell of a
tackled?
job. Yeah,
Yeah, it was a guy.
Was it?
Yeah, that was a
Whoa,
guy.
impressive.
That was really good. That was
was.
really good. Great job, lady. Great job.
All right, so now we're going to talk about the rookies, right, that have been balling around the NFL. So we're going to break down some more film. Why not? And some football terms might come up in this segment, Ashley. So be wary. You might learn something new today.
Wait.
You might learn
How do
something
you know
new
I
today.
don't already know what you're going to say?
Well, we'll see. We're just going to have to wait and
okay.
see. All right, but we're going to start with Seahawks rookie Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Well, before we move on, let me
What's up?
say this, right? Like back in the day, there was a period where it took, our rookies sometimes years to actually get the game. Even for me, the game didn't really slow down. I really didn't get it until year 3, year 4. Now, I was still balling. I was super productive, but I didn't know what I was doing. Nowadays, these rookies are coming in and contributing in a major way right away. Quarterbacks, we've never seen that before. Mm-hmm. When I first got in the league, when you were drafted as a quarterback, even in the first round, high pick, you had to sit a year or 2, maybe even 3 years.
Yeah.
Now these guys are, you draft in the first round, come in and play right now. If we draft you in the first 3 rounds as a wide receiver DB, your ass is contributing right away at the position or on special teams. So throughout the year, I want to highlight some of these guys. And then another thing I want to make sure that we do is not just highlight the skill guys. We always talk about wide receivers. We always talk about DBs. But what about the offensive linemen? What about the defensive linemen? They're the most important pieces on this whole thing, because if you can't stop the run, if you can't protect the quarterback, if you can't run the ball, you don't have an opportunity to be a good team, right? So we'll start here. Corey, throw it right back to you. Mm-hmm. I know you got a few cats that we want to highlight here, but there's some dudes right now that are balling in camp, Ashley. Sure. There's a lot of clips coming out, not just interceptions from Oxnard, California. There's some actually positive plays happening from rookies. Let's take a look.
Yes, like I said, we're starting with my candidate for Offensive Rookie of the Year, maybe not named Bijan Robinson. But, we're going to go with the 20th pick out of the first round at Ohio State. Like I said, Jackson Smith-Njigba, he's been looking good in camp.
You
so
just
let's
like
go to that
saying
video.
his name.
What's his name?
Jackson
Smith-Njigba. He says his name a lot. He just likes the name. You do.
How many times did I say it?
You said it like 6 times.
Well, let's
today.
look at Jackson Smith-Njigba right
7.
here. Go up with one hand over 2 defenders. And we got a couple more clips of him. But like, Brandon, how's he look in this clip right here?
So there's a couple more clips here. Let's take it back here. You guys know I love to watch film. Let's take it back. Whatever his name is, he was 20th pick. You said out of Ohio State.
Ohio State.
So if you're familiar with what's been happening at Ohio State, they've been putting out dogs at the wide receiver position over the last 5-6 years. Similar to what Clemson did. Keep running it back. Similar to what Clemson did years ago, the Sammy Watkins of the world, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of dogs that came out of there, DeAndre Hopkins, whatever. So I reached out to some folks, actually a guy who I played with is the receiver coach, Brian Hartline. He said, this dude could be just as good as Garrett Wilson. And then also we got some other cats around the league that are just super special. He said, don't be surprised if this dude does win Rookie of the Year, right? That's what you just said, Corey. So if you look at this dude and his route running ability, how he plucks the ball out of the air. Look at his patience right there. This dude is special. And this is a team that's already loaded with a DK Metcalf, a Tyler Lockett, right? They got 2 running backs. The running back that they drafted last year had a phenomenal year. And then they come out and they draft another running back in the 2nd round this year. And Geno Smith somehow got his career on track. You never see a quarterback in his 9th, 10th year go out there and have a MVP type of year. I think he may have gotten some consideration, maybe not a vote, but some He got 1 vote?
1 vote.
Geno Smith got 1 vote for MVP. This is scary. If this dude can come in and contribute, special. Can we take it back really quickly to that first play? Because this was a big play right here. The very first clip, big post. This is called a big post. Look at this. He outruns the corner. The safety's right there. Geno Smith throws a perfect ball, and he extends with 1 arm. You know how hard this is to catch a 45-yard bomb with 1 hand like that? He didn't bobble it. No. It wasn't none of that. There was no juggle.
And it was 2 defenders, right?
Right.
2 defenders, man.
That was special.
Man.
That was special.
All right, next rookie, Falcons running back Bijan Robinson. Obviously, this has been a name that's been thrown around a lot this offseason, and there's high expectations for him, but he's been looking good in camp too. He was the first running back chosen, 8th pick out of Texas. Well, let's run his film, huh? So this is really the first clip right here that kind of went viral. But hit him with the slogo. It just looked beautiful.
Can you explain what the slogo is?
So the slogo is slant and go. And, it's nicknamed slogo because obviously combining, those 2 words. But, yeah, you take 3 hard steps, show the slant. You want your head turned to the quarterback to really sell the slant. And then, boom, just plant that leg in the ground. Take it vertical. And he got, about 5 yards of separation on this linebacker?
Yeah. And another one-handed catch.
I like to call that he got juked.
Yeah, he definitely got juked.
So look, there's a few things here, Corey, right? One, I struggled with this route, right? Because of this right here. When you have to you have to run and sell the first route.
Yep.
A lot of wide receivers, running backs can't do this. So not only does he run that slant, turns his head, get his head to the quarterback, pause, if that's a pause moment, and then he goes to the go and catches it with 1 hand. This is during the time where we're saying, what is the running back? How are we going to use the running back, right? He's more valuable doing this. For him to be able to come out here and run routes like this, okay, during this time is showing them that he's a dog because he also can tote it. The owner, Arthur Blank, came out and said, I'm damn pleased with him. I'm so pleased with him. Like, he came out yesterday and said that. Here's another route. This is called a jerk route.
Yep.
I don't know if that's a pause, but that's what we call it, a jerk.
55 getting burned.
So you have 3 options here. You go in, you sit there. If it's zone, right? If there's a hole there. If you feel like you can whip it out, you whip it out. If you feel like you can break across the quarterback's face and go to the other side, you do that. Look at that. And so part of the commentary out of Falcons camp was he's doing this to the first guy who runs a 4.3 or something. This guy, he signed like some big time contract. So these are really good linebackers that he's doing this to. So Bijan Robinson is in position to become Rookie of the Year. I think he's probably the favorite right now. And he's special. He's not a bust. I think he went top 10. We haven't seen a running back Ashley go this high in years.
Another rookie that's creating a lot of buzz, Zay Flowers, Ravens rookie out of Boston College. He got drafted in the first round too, 22nd pick. But Lamar Jackson, his quarterback, is already calling him the joystick. That's the new nickname amongst him and his teammates. And John Harbaugh says Flowers is already a veteran just through 1 training camp practice. So we're talking about just 1 practice.
That's OBJ there.
That was OBJ on the left-hand side, but did you see the whip route by Zay Flowers?
Yeah.
We're going to have to play the Zay Flowers clip again.
I saw it.
He's the slot receiver in this half skelly drill. Go ahead, run that back, BC.
Listen, there's some people out there, it's just like efficiency.
Yeah.
There's no wasted movement, right? He has speed and explosiveness to sail that first route. This is going to be a problem. So they did here, they went probably I left slot. So they put their 2 best wide receivers on the same side, right? Looks like OBJ's at X, Zay Flowers is at Z. So now what are you going to do? There's a problem here. If it's zone, are you going to take the deep route, sit on OBJ, and now we have the underneath package with the Zay Flowers, or are you going to take OBJ out and now you have, or take Zay Flowers out and now you have OBJ in this position? Please, come on, man. So Zay Flowers, there's some people saying that he is the best wide receiver in camp, which is a big deal because you have OBJ there.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Right? So interesting wide receiver to watch throughout the year, Ashley. I think this kid could maybe challenge a Bijan Robinson for Rookie of the Year. Look at this. It's just explosion. Like, a lot of people want to understand this. In and out. Take it back. Like, this is how we be talking out there in practice. Like, take it back real quick. This is what we be watching film. Like, being able to sink your hips like this, efficiency. Like, when you see wide receivers and it's taking them 5-6 steps to get out a 5-6 yard break, it's like, nah, you ain't got it. Damn. This dude, that's explosion. Oh my goodness. And it's like something little.
That's nuts.
Right. That's whoo. I'm excited for him.
I am too.
Can we see that? Can we run that clip back
one more time?
Ashley, you wish your feet was like
that's
this.
Nuts.
In and out.
Look how quick he gets into that
He's going to be
squat.
gaining a lot of separation this year. I can't wait to see him in the slot. They're going to use him very well. I see it.
Okay.
All right, next one.
Guys? I'm enjoying this.
Yeah. No, I mean, this next guy is a guy I'm really looking forward to seeing play too, because he's kind of, I'd say, under the radar right now, but he's been turning heads of people in camp, and that is Jalen Hyatt. So the Giants took him in the 3rd round, believe it or not, 73rd pick, but he's looking like wide receiver 1. And look at this, Ashley. See in this clip right here, he takes the top off of the defense. Another football term right there. But he's looking good. So look, they clocked him in practice at 24 miles per hour. That actually, if that was in a game, would have broke the record of Tyreek Hill, who was clocked at 23.2 miles per hour. Dude got some wheels.
You got that, Ashley?
This is a tough throw. This is a tough route. That's a pylon. I hate it running this route, Ashley.
Why?
Because it's like you gotta. I can't explain it. Like, it takes so much to get open like this.
Oh, that was a pylon.
Like, probably in 13 years, you add practice and in a game, I may have caught one pylon route that route. So to Corey's point, he talked about him running 24 miles per hour. That's the fastest anybody has ever been clocked, I believe, on the football field. That's what you said?
Yeah.
Right? So that speed, it's what got him open on that pylon route.
That was an ugly ball thrown by
No,
Daniel
it was
Jones.
not.
I think that was
ugly.
ball.
Take it back. That was a tight spiral. Look at that. What was it? Tight.
Ugly.
That was great on the
I'm kidding.
I'm kidding. I'm like, hater. But no, like.
No, that was a perfect throw. I think the way that thing's spiraling in the air like that.
They probably have the most wide receivers on the roster in camp right now, 15, 16 guys. So, Corey, you said he's emerging as wide receiver 1 as a 3rd round pick as a rookie. It'll be interesting because you got Sterling Shepard, you got the kid, the kid that used to play for the Cowboys, and then the Buffalo with Brian Daboll. He's there. He's a slot guy.
You got Campbell from the Colts.
Yeah, you got a lot of guys there. So it seems like Brian Daboll's trying to figure out this passing game. Because who led your team in receptions last year?
You know the answer.
Saquon.
Yep. Saquon Barkley, 53. Look, that's not good.
That's not good.
That's not good at all. So hopefully they get it done.
All right, we got one more rookie, and that's Chargers. Rookie wide receiver Quentin Johnston. He's been looking really good.
Chargers. I like this kid.
Yeah.
This is great.
He was drafted with the 21st pick in the 1st round out of TCU.
Woo!
Look at him climbing the ladder here.
Hold on, time out. Take it back. First off, like.
He's a big guy.
Yeah, he looks like a ball player.
He's legit 6'4", 6'5".
That's exactly what I was going to say, Ashley. It's like, oh yeah, he's a ball player, right? So here's what I see. Forget all of that. I see just a swagger. Like he's been here before, and you'll see other plays. Look how he makes these plays.
Look at his footwork.
Ashley.
That's 6'4", 215
that
right
release
there.
was nice.
Sheesh.
Look at that. Like
6'4",
this is
215.
poetry in motion. Just pluck, bloop.
Yeah.
Bloop, pluck, bloop, bloop, bloop.
You've been there before.
Yeah. Do we have any more
Justin
footage
Herbert
of him? Look at this one. Look at this one, Ash.
Have some fun with him, boy.
Absolutely.
Look at that. Look at this. Do you see the swagger that I'm talking about? Look at this feet work. You said his feet work. You highlighted his feet work. Look at this. Just too easy. It's like he's been here before, like 10 years. Look at that. Yeah. Toe. What do you call it? Something swag.
Yeah, toe drag swag. I'm not a fan of that, swag. I ain't gonna lie. Toe drag
He
swag.
kind of like low key, like his swagger kind of reminds me of like a young DeAndre Hopkins.
Yes.
Like they have very similar movements. Like he's like a young D-Hop. That's
very good comparison.
Crazy.
Will this receiving core stay healthy though? Is the question.
Yeah.
That is the biggest.
So you got Big Mike I don't know. Like, come on, we don't play pause here, kind of. So you got Big Mike, you got Keelan Allen, and then you got this kid.
Yeah.
And then there's another kid, number 5.
Palmer.
What's his name?
Palmer.
I like him.
Yeah. St. Thomas Aquinas. Shout out them Raiders.
This is going to be interesting. So we'll see, guys. I think that's it for our rookie highlights. We're going to track these guys throughout the year, potentially even try to figure out who's going to be rookie of the year.
Who do y'all think scores the most touchdowns of all of those guys that we just looked at?
I'm going with Quentin Johnson. Boy, looks like a vet.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Ashley, no, I don't like your strategy there.
Why?
Because think about Bijan Robinson. So now look, we didn't even show anything from him running the ball.
I think that him and Odell are gonna.
No, you mean Quentin Robinson, this last
Johnson?
guy?
He's on the Chargers. He's on the
Odell.
Chargers.
For Chargers.
Yeah. But
He
you
said
said
who's going to score the most touchdowns.
Yes.
Yeah, I have this guy.
Okay. Oh, but go ahead. You said something
No,
about Odell.
because who did you just bring up?
I brought up Bijan Robinson.
Falcons.
For
He's
the
on the
Falcons, the running
Falcons.
back.
Oh, Falcons. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
thinking of him for the Ravens.
Yeah.
I don't know. I trust Justin Herbert's arm more.
Yeah.
I trust him as a quarterback more, and I think that's going to be his go-to weapon now.
He might be their red zone jump ball threat.
I just feel like I have a big question mark about Mike Williams.
Right.
Health-wise,
Yep.
question mark. Keenan Allen,
That's
you
fair.
can always rely on him. I just feel like you have a weapon like that who looks like a vet but is a rookie. He has the health. He has the fresh legs. Like,
Right.
his skill set is crazy. Like I said, it reminds me of a young DeAndre Hopkins. I have a hard time believing that Justin Herbert is not going to be looking for him on every single time he has that ball in his hand.
So listen, you're not far off, and you have some fair statements there. One of the things that one of the areas where this offense struggled is pushing the ball down the field, like what we're seeing here, right? And so it's a big emphasis for this team.
For sure.
To throw the ball down the field.
Coach Staley got to get it together because he's not.
Yeah, Justin Herbert never talks, right? So it's pretty cool seeing him on a Pat McAfee show. But a couple weeks ago when he spoke to the media, he talked about, like, look, we got to get the ball down the field. We have to find a way. And so he's going to get his opportunities. But here's why I said I don't like your strategy, because a running back like Bijan Robinson, he's going to get it two ways, right? So on the ground and through the air. So he just has he has way more opportunities.
Depends, yeah, but running back getting on the ground depends on what kind of defense he's going against. And do you trust QB1 for the Falcons to get him that ball while he's playing wide receiver as often as you do like a Justin Herbert or a Lamar Jackson to get it to their guys?
Yeah, but even let's say he only has 2 receiving touchdowns. This kid could potentially have 10 to 11 rushing touchdowns, right?
Maybe.
So I think a lot of people that plays fantasy ball, I'm learning, there's a lot more to it than when I played for the first and only time in 2007. But this would be a dude that I would draft and pick up. It would be Bijan Robinson. But I like your pick too.
My only concern about, I'm still sticking with my pick, but Staley is my biggest pain, like my biggest concern. He's gonna figure out a way to screw this up. I just know.
I like him. I like Brandon Staley.
Do you?
Yes. I just don't like when you let people get in your head. Like, bro, if you're gonna be aggressive, be aggressive. And then
I don't know.
he misses.
He's on the hot seat. I'm
sure.
telling you right now.
For sure.
The Chargers don't make something happen this year. I'm not talking Super Bowl or anything crazy like that.
They got to make the playoffs.
And then win a playoff game.
You think if the Chargers make it to the playoffs and lose in the first round, he's fired.
He's fired. Off of what he did last season.
Wow.
He's already in the hot seat from what he did last season.
Yeah.
People's memories are short, but they're not that short. The Chargers don't go to the playoffs and don't win a playoff game. That man's losing his job.
Okay. All right. I like it. Let's track it.
All right, good people. So we're going to go to break real quick. When we come back, we're going to give you our way too early playoff pictures. I know you guys have been waiting for that, so we'll do that. And also, we're going to hit the athletics quarterback tier and rankings. Now, that was an interesting list, so we'll break that down as well. When we come back from break, we'll see you in a little bit.
So when I first got in the league, when I was in Denver, we had all these. DJ Williams used to be on the show. He was the one passing around the Vialis.
Cialis and
the Cialis.
That's different.
Whatever it's called. Cialis, Vialis. But we wasn't doing Viagra. So what happens is they was passing them out before the game. We was taking them because when it thins out your blood, energy, and you go longer.
I'm not talking about Cialis, and I'm talking about actual surgery.
Oh, what you saying?
Yeah, like enlargement.
Yeah,
surgery.
that's what I'm talking about, enlargement.
People be really
People
doing
be
that.
doing that?
Yes.
I ain't never. I don't know nothing about that.
No, see, y'all, listen. Y'all talking about something that's gonna keep it right for 36 hours.
Yeah. No,
Nah,
yeah.
his motherfucker taking that shit so they can be that way forever.
Oh my God.
Yes.
In the league,
That's how you get
In the
suspended.
NBA?
That's how you get suspended.
people do that in the NBA.
I'm sure
Y'all
I'm sure
6'7",
people do that
6'8". I
across
thought
all-
like,
What does that have to do with anything?
is that a pause?
That's a major pause.
I'm just saying.
That's major.
I never heard of that.
That was
He
kind of
said
OD.
the shoe size and that
that was
size
kinda
are not
OD.
clicking.
Ain't no OD.
Let's skip that
Ain't no
part
OD.
right there.
You heard he said I'm corny. I'm corny.
Let's get back to the basketball.
I'm secure in my manhood. Tell me I'm sorry.
Don't have surgery.
This is really happening right now?
Brandon. Like what? Yes.
Bro, let me tell you, ain't nobody getting suspended for taking Cialis.
But what's the problem? But okay, let's say they doing that. What you say they doing it. What's wrong with that? Why they gotta be suspended over that? If they feel like they need to be.
Because it has something in there.
Yes.
It has a steroid
That
in there.
Ingredient in
Same
it.
way
It's
if
a
you
steroid
take an
ingredient.
alcohol, it'll
okay,
pop up
okay.
on a steroid
Okay,
test.
yes.
It's no
Okay.
different than in the NFL. I forget the player, but there was a player who was
I can't
trying
think of
to
their names.
trying to conceive with his wife, and she was going through, I want to say, in vitro, and she was going through the fertilization of her eggs, and he was on medication to, I think, increase his testosterone. Wasn't doing it to increase his performance; it was to have a baby, and he got suspended because the ingredient in there still comes up in a test.
Remember what Eddie Murphy said on Golden Child?
What he
They
said?
tried to sell him that stuff to help keep the yang up. What that boy say? Ain't nothing wrong with my yang.
Welcome back. So it's time. So we're going to give you guys basically our way too early playoff picture. So that's 7 teams from the NFC, 7 teams from the AFC. So who I got starting it off is Brandon. Brandon's going to give us his playoff picture first. When we go Ashley's, then I'll give you mine last.
All right.
Let's do it.
Here we go. We love doing way too early Super Bowl predictions, accolades, and now we have another addition to this, Ashley. This is the playoff picture. Like, we don't know what the hell could happen, right? Because it's any given Sunday. I think there's 4 to 5 teams not even 4 to 5, 3 to 4 teams every single year that has an opportunity, and the rest is up for grabs, right? We haven't had not one playoff, preseason game yet. So we don't have no film to see how these teams are meshing well together. Guys went out there and they drafted. They had free agency. People got cut. People are coming back from injury. How are they feeling? How are they going to all come together? So this is going to be interesting. I feel like I got the list right. Okay. There's going to be some debate. There's going to be some frown. Some people are going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? Ashley, I don't know about for you, but when Corey gave us this assignment last week and I started going through the exercise, I found it to be difficult, right?
Okay.
There was a few teams where I was like, you know what? This makes sense. Patrick Mahomes, like everybody knows, Kansas City's going to be on both of our lists. Like, I'm predicting that 100%.
Yeah.
But then there's other teams like, and then you put this team down because you feel good about it. But then you forget, like, damn, but this team, they did this. Blah, blah, blah. So how was it for you putting together your AFC playoff picture and NFC playoff picture? Did you find it difficult like I did?
I didn't find the division winners difficult, but I went ahead and, 3 wild cards each conference. I felt like that was a little bit of little bit more tricky.
Right.
Was trying to figure out those wild card positions. But I think I got a good list.
Okay. All right. So I'm not like going off of like who's going to be first seed, who's wild card.
Me.
I didn't do any of that.
I did division winners and wild card winners.
You did that. I did Super Bowl. Who's going to make it to the Super Bowl? That's all I did.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't do that, so we go.
All right, great. All right, so here we are. We're finally here, and this is it. Okay. Corey said 7. All right. But I did 8. It was so hard. I did 8, Ashley. So please give me grace here. So in the AFC, I have the Baltimore Ravens. It's hard for me to go against an organization that has Lamar Jackson, that has a defense. They're not like the defense of old, but they have a great philosophy. They have a great scheme. You have Lamar happy, paid, pockets are fat. You bring in OBJ. We just saw highlights of Zay Flowers. How do you not get this done? They say they're watching film from Louisville. All right? He's going to throw it around the yard. 2,500 yards, 3,000 yards. Yeah, please. Lamar Jackson's going to throw for 4,000 plus yards, okay, 30 touchdowns, less than 10 interceptions. He might be in the running for MVP. Don't be surprised if you see this team go on a legendary run. So I have the Baltimore Ravens here. We're going to stay in the division. The Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals is, you got Joe Burrow. Last year, they didn't start off hot. I think they may have dropped the first 2 games, and they may have been sitting there like at 1-2, 1-3. I don't know what it was. But everybody's like, what's happening with the Cincinnati Bengals? And then guess what, Ashley and Corey? They went on a legendary run. So I don't think there's going to be any pushback here on my AFC playoff picture in the first 2. I think people will be good. There might be a little bit of pushback on the Baltimore Ravens because it's a very difficult division. There's a lot of teams. It's like, damn, this team could potentially be here. Where are the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? Like, that's a team that could easily be on this list, but they're not. The Los Angeles Chargers. I truly believe in the Chargers. There could potentially be 3 teams in this division. The AFC West that could potentially be in the playoffs. The Kansas City Chiefs. Of course, you're going to go with Patrick Mahomes. If you force me to pick a number 1 seed, I'm going to go to. I can't go to Kansas City Chiefs because they're not my Super Bowl. They're not my Super Bowl team that's going to represent the AFC. But you could. It's a great art. It's a great bet. The Denver Broncos, I'm sorry, guys. They're not in the playoff, but I just put an asterisk right there. I think they could be, Ashley, I think they can get in. Sean Payton, you don't think Sean Payton's a great head coach? Russell Wilson, is he done? Is he cooked? You tell me right now. Is Russell Wilson cooked?
No.
Okay, great. So I feel good there. Tennessee Titans is my shock team. Tennessee Titans are my dark horse team. Y'all are sleeping on this team. They arguably have probably a top 5 head coach. He's gotten it done with guys that can't even make the Alabama Crimson Tide. He's done that in the past. Ryan Tannehill has a chip on his shoulder. They got the biggest, they made the biggest offseason move in DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins might go for 1,500 yards this year. He has a chip on his shoulder. He wants more money. He took a discount. Come on. The Buffalo Bills. Cincinnati, Baltimore. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, legendary run, but man, it's any given Sunday, something can happen with one of these teams. It's about health. Buffalo Bills are there. So on the AFC, I'll hold that. So here's my AFC picture. Sorry to be so long-winded, but it is what it is. And then you have the NFC. Dallas Cowboys. Ashley, I believe the history, in the history books it
There's
says.
no repeat NFC East winner.
For how many years? Like 20 or 25 years?
Like 20 years, yeah.
20 years. So all this talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, they can repeat, meaning going back to the Super Bowl. They made some great moves. They talking about they might have got the steal of the draft with this freaking defensive tackle, Corey. Mm-hmm. But in 20 years, no one in this division has ever repeated as divisional champions. Could this be the year that they get it done? We can see the Philadelphia Eagles going back to back. I don't think so. I believe the Dallas Cowboys get it done.
Hey, Corey, in the AFC, you see who's not there?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure.
I know it was hard.
I was holding my comments because I think it's crazy.
You just now seeing that, Ashley?
I just wanted to see if you noticed that or not.
Well, say it. Get it off your chest.
No, I'm just saying. I don't know if you noticed that the Miami Dolphins aren't anywhere on that.
Well, look. Now that we're talking about it, what's the justification? Because was it Jalen Ramsey getting hurt? Like, did that just spook y'all?
Yeah. Like, think about it.
How they go from like one of the contenders in the NFL to now they not even in the playoffs?
All right, so here's the thing. Let's go to the the AFC East. So AFC East, the New York Jets, okay, the Buffalo Bills, and then the Miami Dolphins. So you have 3 teams that come out of it. Tennessee Titans, I don't think they're better than the Miami Dolphins, but their division is weaker. Somebody got to win a division. You win a division, you get into the playoffs. So who are we taking out? Tell me who you're taking out right now.
I personally like in their division, because somebody in their division needs to go. Jacksonville, I think it's obvious.
Jacksonville's not up there.
I know they're not, and you're saying who do we take out?
Who do you take out to put the Miami Dolphins in?
Well, once I go through my playoff picture, it's gonna make sense. But I don't think the Tennessee Titans are coming out of that division.
Okay, cool. So you want me to move forward?
Yeah, go ahead. Go back
I like the debate. I like to get spicy.
Yeah. No, well, once I go through mines, then it'll make more sense.
Okay.
Because then,
so I'll be quick here on the
NFC
NFC side because I'm excited to see Ashley's. I know Asherdamus. Yeah, I think that's when your name falls. This this year.
That's okay. I'm okay with that. I had a great run during the NBA, so.
So Dallas Cowboys. I have the Dallas Cowboys. I have the Philadelphia Eagles, the Minnesota Vikings. I have them winning their division. Detroit Lions, I think they come in there. They're going to have a great year. The New Orleans Saints, they win their division. San Francisco 49ers, the Seattle Seahawks. And then you have this team that a lot of people say they're rebuilding or retooling, the Los Angeles Rams. And here's why I put them here, because this could have easily been another asterisk team. I put them there because Sean McVay made a comment. And you know I love stories, Ashley. You know I love storylines. Sean McVay a couple weeks ago came out and said, yeah, nobody's talking about it. Everybody think we're done. You'll see. When he said that, I said, oh, my goodness.
Put faith in you.
What is he? It's Sean McVay. It's their little boy genius. Think about it.
Okay.
So, but on the outside, it's like,
With what
come
players?
on. You have,
they stay healthy.
right.
If they stay healthy, they got
Right.
decent
Was it the Angels in the outfield? Like,
Yeah,
where are
they
where are the
look-
players?
But Sean McVay just gave me that little sound bite. All right, so should I tell the folks who's coming out the AFC representing in the Super Bowl and the NFC, or should I hold that, Ashley? What do you want me to do?
Go ahead.
Okay, so in the AFC, who I have representing the AFC in this year's Super Bowl out in Las Vegas, Nevada, okay? Beautiful stadium. I have the New York Football Jets.
Wow.
Is that like a shocker? Top 5 defense?
You have them going to the Super Bowl.
to the Super Bowl.
Wow. Okay.
That's not a wow. You should have been like, okay, I can see that.
I can't see that. But
What?
okay.
Top 5 defense and then
Over
Aaron
the Bengals
Rodgers?
or the Chiefs?
Aaron Rodgers in the top 5 defense. Ashley Nicole Moss.
Sheesh.
And then on the NFC side, whew.
Say it.
Yeah.
Say it. The people want to.
Dallas
Who wants
Cowboys.
to hear you say it?
Give me the
Say
beer.
it.
Woo, give me the beer. Give me the Troy Aikman
Say
beer.
it.
I'm going to do it right here.
The
Throw it to
people
me.
want to hear you say it, and they want to hear you mean it.
Hey, I just believe the 49ers, the Eagles, you don't have to put it in there. This is the Troy Aikman beer. Ashley, you said after every Cowboys win, you're going to chug 8. This is Troy Aikman's
I'm gonna
beer. We had him on the
shotgun
show.
it.
You're going to shotgun it. Okay? So I'm going to do it right now. I ain't going to shotgun. I'm not a shotgun.
Do it.
I can't shotgun.
Say it.
The Dallas Cowboys go to the Super Bowl in the NFC. They finally break the curse, and we stop talking about it's going to be the biggest parade in the history of football or all of sports. They're going to get the biggest ring because anything in Texas is always bigger. Jerry Jones is going to be able to take a deep breath. Dak Prescott's going to go out there and be legendary. They got an amazing defense. Is it Micah or Micah Parsons?
Micah.
Micah Parsons is probably going to win an MVP. I know I said something differently a couple weeks ago when we did our 2 early predictions, but this dude can't be stopped. Don't be surprised he has 25 sacks. Don't be surprised if Diggs has 15 picks. Don't be surprised. They have Dan Quinn as a DC. You mean to tell me Dak Prescott's a bum? Go back to the freaking conversation that we had 3 months ago when everybody was saying that Dak Prescott's a bum. If you look at his first 7 years compared to Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, all the great quarterbacks, his numbers are not only right there, they're better than most of them. So yes, I say this with a little bit of
Say it with conviction. Say
I don't
it with
have
your
the
chest.
conviction.
Say it with your chest.
I'm nervous.
Talk to me nice. Say it with your
Dallas
chest.
Cowboys. Ashley Nicole Moss.
Dallas Cowboys what?
Yikes.
They go to the Super Bowl.
You heard
the
that, Woo?
Jets and the
They're going to
Cowboys.
be second
Did
in
you
the
hear that?
in
division.
Vegas.
That's cool.
Did you
They
hear
second
that?
in the division, though.
Did you hear that? I hope everyone in this room heard that, right?
Ay, Dios
All right,
mío.
let me take
He
this
didn't say
beer.
the New York
Cowboys.
Giants.
Here, hey, Troy Aikman, here's to you. Okay, Cowboys, here's to you.
All right, Ashley, you up.
We got to get this on. We're watching Brandon drink his beer on camera.
It's good. Troy, you did a good job. You did a good job. Maybe he'll sponsor our show. He got a lot of
Why
money.
are you?
I was doing the
Take a deep
same.
breath.
I was doing the same thing when I took the sip. I'm like, yo, it's good.
It's good,
though. It's
smooth.
good. It's smooth. That's what
Yo,
I
I
said.
can just sit here and drink this like
You basically did.
Oh my goodness, I ain't chug it all.
I ain't gonna lie. If you drinking warm beer and saying it's good, that's pretty good.
Right.
Usually beer is really good when it's cold.
Oh yeah, beer. Yeah, for sure.
When it's cold and you just came
This is
from
smooth.
outside.
Have you tasted it
I
yet?
haven't had any
Give
yet.
Ashley
Ashley,
one
let's go.
What?
before you go. It's very smooth.
Okay, thank
You
you.
should crack it open as you start your NFC play.
Smoothie, beer, water. Like we gotta pick a struggle here. Okay, here we go. Boom. My way too early playoff picture looks a little something like this. Okay, so.
Ooh, here we go.
Here we go. I got the New York Jets coming out of the AFC, out of their division.
My
I got
twin.
Got them coming out of their division. I got the Buffalo Bills being the wild card of that division. I just feel like although Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen seem to be kumbaya, I feel like there's some motion in the ocean there. And I feel like it's at any given moment it can implode. So I don't know if they're completely simpatico going into this season, and that makes it a little bit rocky for me. I got the Bengals winning their division. Joe Burr, Joe Shiesty, however you want to say it. I know he tweaked his little situation in training camp. He's going to be good to go. The Ravens are going to go ahead and be the wild card coming out of their division. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to win their division, so I disagree with the Tennessee Titans. Don't think they stand a chance. Okay. I think that the Jaguars are out of all those teams there, are set to go and are primed to go ahead and win that division once again. Kansas City Chiefs, I don't think there's any surprise there. Patrick Mahomes is what it is. Travis Kelce is what it is. Andy Reid is what it is. The Denver Broncos are my wild card. I think that Sean Payton and Russell Wilson are going to do just enough to creep their way into the playoffs. Now, I don't have them going the distance. Don't think this is a Super Bowl team, but I do think that this is a team that is just good enough to go ahead and make their way into the playoffs by the skin of their teeth. Now, I was borderline on swapping out my Buffalo Bills pick for the Miami Dolphins, but I had two big question marks, Jalen Ramsey and Tua Tagovailoa. Those are my two things that stopped me from putting them in the mix. But if I went ahead and did an eighth pick like Brandon Marshall, it would be the Miami Dolphins.
I don't understand how y'all see the Broncos and the Tennessee Titans having a better season than the
Titans.
Than the Bills and the Dolphins. That's what I'm saying. You don't
the
think
Broncos
those two
are
teams,
my wild card.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You don't think the Bills and the Dolphins would be able to make it in as wild cards above the Tennessee Titans and the Broncos?
Bro, it's tough, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like let that marinate though. The Bills and the Dolphins will have worse seasons than the Tennessee Titans.
Well, you got to think. No. So she got Jacksonville. I have Tennessee. So
their division winners.
They can win 8-9 games, win their division. They're still in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So yeah, right. But that's what I'm saying. Well, one, I don't agree that the Jags won't be better than the Tennessee Titans. I think the Jags. I'm cool with your Jags pick. I'm cool with that. But everyone outside of that are wild cards at this point. So you got the Broncos. You got
the Broncos, Ravens, Bills are wild cards.
Yeah, Ravens is a great wild card pick. You'll see that I have Ravens as a wild card pick too. But the Broncos, though,
Yeah, bro. Top 5 defense. You have Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. I'm not subscribing to this whole story that Russell Wilson is done.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm not subscribing. I think that the sophistication will be back with Sean Payton. You know, they took a big blow yesterday in Tim Patrick going down, but you still have Jerry Jeudy, you still have Cortland, right? Like you have some dogs. So like I think the Denver Broncos is going to be good.
I don't think that they're going to make any noise in the playoffs. I think they get into the wild card, and I'm a firm believer, depending on what that matchup is, that they lose that game.
All right, so y'all said like Jalen Ramsey getting hurt spooked y'all, but we know he's only going to be out 6 to 8 weeks.
It's Jalen Ramsey spooked me and Tua spooks me.
But then the Broncos losing Tim Patrick and potentially KJ Hamler don't spook.
But they
me.
still have.
No, they'll be fine.
They'll be fine? I mean, I know they have Jeudy, but like that's depth though.
But they also have Russell Wilson, who I don't think is washed.
Right.
They have Sean Payton, who I desperately wanted for my Dallas Cowboys. That's no knock to Mike McDaniels. I just feel like if Jalen Ramsey was out of the picture still, and it was Tua who was the health of Russell Wilson, I'd pick the Dolphins to be it.
Yeah.
I'd have the Dolphins there. It's Tua and the combination of Jalen Ramsey that's making me nervous.
Ashley, then also you talked about this when I went back in Dak's career, his stats, and you said like, well, after your first year, there's film out on you. I believe that was the conversation, right? So when you think about the Miami Dolphins and Coach McDaniels, it's always like that. It's always like that. So first year he comes out, he takes the league by storm. These defensive coordinators don't know what he's throwing at them. He takes a lot from Kyle Shanahan from 49ers, and then he puts his own little spin and a little tweak on it. He has different personnel, right? So now there's 18 games out on this team and Coach McDaniel. So I don't think their offense is going to be that explosive. So I agree with Ashley. Like it's going to be hard for the Miami Dolphins to make it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I wouldn't. But it's hard. It's a hard exercise.
No, it is.
Okay, so
Ashley, before you go to the NFC, I just want to really quick. Why did you go with the Jacksonville Jaguars to win that division?
I mean, let's go through that division.
They
shall
made it to
we?
the divisional round last
We have the Tennessee. We have the Texans are going to be respectfully trash.
Okay.
The Colts are in disarray.
Yeah.
The Titans, I mean, yeah, okay, Derrick Henry. Now you have DeAndre Hopkins, but you still have Tannehill as your quarterback.
You don't believe in Tannehill?
Do you believe in Tannehill?
I do. He's a Kirk Cousins.
Okay. I just think the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're talking about a team who won the division last season. We're talking about a team who I think it's safe to say they got better from last season.
I think I'm drunk.
I think
That just hit me. I'm sorry. I'm like, whoa. I'm trying to track Ashley right. I'm like, yo, this one big.
You're not punch drunk, are you?
I just feel like it makes the most sense. You have a team who won the division last season. They got not drastically, but they did get better this time around. They're in the prime position to go ahead and win this division again. They're also in the prime position to lose this division again. I think it's their division.
Okay. All right. Good. Oh, we'll see.
Okay, moving on to the NFC. Obviously, I had the Cowboys winning the NFC East. I do have the Eagles coming out with the wild card on that, though. Minnesota Vikings are going to go ahead and win their division. I am a believer in the Saints coming out of their division.
Dang, she saw my list.
The Carolina Panthers are my hot pick. I think they're going to go ahead and be a wild card. They are.
You are tripping here.
I put a little mix in there, a little surprise pick. I do think the Carolina Panthers are going to be a wild card.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what?
I think
they have a good defense.
They're well coached. I like their coach.
But where's your playmakers at?
No, they had some playmakers.
They got some sleeper
Adam
playmakers.
Thielen, I love Adam Thielen. Who
Miles
else?
Sanders, DJ Chark. They're decent.
They got some sleepers that you gotta
yeah.
work. Listen, the stars align. They could be a wild card pick. The San Francisco 49ers are gonna go ahead and win their division, and I think it's no surprise here. The Seattle Seahawks, I think, are gonna be that final wild card spot. Geno Smith is gonna have another incredible season. We already saw what the rookie can do. Obviously, you have DK Metcalf. You have Lockett. I think that this is and again, I'm a big fan of their coach. I think they're well coached. Not going to be a team that's going to go the distance, but definitely be a team that's going to do just enough to go ahead and get into the playoffs.
Ashley's way too early playoff picture. Great job.
Are we ready for the playoff picture that makes sense?
Hold on. Can you
and
tell
to
me?
answer the chat, two things. Panthers over Packers, yes.
Yeah.
Because the Packers have what?
Okay, go
And
on.
I haven't seen Jordan Love play. I don't even know if he can play football. Have you seen him play football?
Yeah, right. No,
Okay, I don't know.
6 games.
I can't make that assumption. I didn't have the Chargers in my list because I don't trust Coach Staley. He's gonna screw them.
Oh man.
He's gonna figure out a way to screw them.
Are you gonna drink that beer?
No, I'm not gonna drink it right now.
Well, give it to me.
Oh, Brandon.
It's good. It's good.
down to
I
it.
will say this, Ashley, really quickly. Can you tell us who's going to represent the AFC and NFC in the Super Bowl?
I have the Cincinnati Bengals going to the Super Bowl to represent the AFC, and as I do every year, I have the Dallas Cowboys coming out of the NFC to represent in the Super Bowl. Yeah, and you see who's not on my list. It is the New Jersey Football Giants. They're not there.
Right.
This list is for playoffs.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hey, that's
So
your
I
team.
have Bengals, Cowboys. But that was when we did our Super Bowl predictions. That was my list. That was my
Yeah, I think I changed a little bit. I ran into somebody in Vegas, and it was like, Brandon, I love y'all show, but bruh, like he asked me he said, who's going to win the fight, Crawford or Spence? And I said, yo, I think it's going to be a draw, right? I'm betting a draw, but I said if I had to pick somebody, I'm going with Spence.
Damn.
And he's like, I be watching the show. I had to ask because you be switching up. You be contradicting yourself. Do I be doing that? Do I be switching up my picks and stuff?
Damn, I forgot about Detroit.
So all right, so
really
she didn't
forget
answer
about-
my question. She totally ignored
Sorry, I
me.
was thinking I forgot about Detroit.
Like when she get in her space, she totally like. All right, we'll forget what I just said. Okay. All right, Ashley. So Detroit. So who would you take out? You gonna take out the Carolina Panthers?
Yeah, I would take out the Panthers for the Lions.
So you want to do that right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna take out the Panthers for the Lions.
Because once we go, we go.
No
contradiction.
I'm gonna take. I totally
the guy
forgot.
said about
I
me.
totally forgot about the Detroit Lions. That's my bad. I would take out the Panthers for the Lions.
Okay,
for
so
sure.
can we take that note down, team? JP, Jazz.
Yeah.
Because what I want to do throughout the year is let's have this same chart up, and then we'll put percentages throughout the year, right? Like, all right, the Jets has a, they started off 3-0, so 100%, 90% chance of making the playoffs. The Jacksonville Jaguars started off 0-2. So now their chances dropped to 47%. So I want to kind of track this throughout the year. So let's change out Ashley's.
My bad, Lions fans. I totally forgot about the Detroit Lions.
It's all good. It's all good.
As a team, as an organization,
it's like a
totally
wedding.
Forgot
you
them.
speak up now or you forever hold your peace. Any other changes?
No. That was the only. I totally forgot about the Lions.
We'll go to Woo, and then we'll see our super producer, young super producer, Corey's list, which I'm excited. And I think there might be some debate there. But go ahead, Woo.
No, Woo was just telling us we got 5 minutes left in the show. So I got 5 minutes left to, like
That's
I
plenty
said,
of time
talk
to go through
through
your
the
thing.
most logical playoff picture that everybody's going to hear up until this point. So let's do it, all right?
Oh, my goodness.
So
the Giants.
Oh, let him have his moment.
You got 3 teams coming out of the NFC East. Come on,
just as they did last year. So it's not like it's something super foreign.
I'm gonna be quiet.
And then what you'll notice too, similar to how it played out last year in the NFC East, it's the same thing that's gonna happen in the AFC East. Because why? Like you just think logically about it. Like there's. All right, let me go through it. So I got the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
They're actually a wild card because I got the Cincinnati Bengals coming out of the the AFC North. That division wasn't pretty hard to determine. Now the AFC East, like I mentioned, I think this is going to be a year where we see 3 teams come out of this division. Again, same as the NFC last year. So you got the Dolphins, you got the Bills, you got the Jets. I personally think it's hard to determine who might win that division. I'll be honest, but why not? Just give it to the Dolphins. Moving on.
Have to.
Jacksonville Jaguars,
go.
right? Like the Jacksonville Jaguars, they're going to be a better team than the Tennessee Titans to me. They showed last year that they were, that they had some grit. We saw how they came out of that first round of the playoffs, and they only got better. If you ask me, they added Calvin Ridley. Come on now. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be a problem. If you ask me who might be that dark horse, I won't even really consider them a dark horse because they showed something to us last year. And then I got the Kansas City Chiefs. They're obviously a come out of that AFC West division. But that's the AFC playoff picture because if you go after those divisional winners, I'm going with the best teams. And the best teams left are either the Dolphins, the Bills, whoever wins that division, and you got the Ravens. You can't. I feel like there's no arguing those teams. It's not safe.
This
it's
is
just the most
safe,
logical.
thinking outside of the
most
box.
logical.
You basically just took all of the best teams and threw them into the playoffs. You didn't attribute to upsets. You didn't attribute to injury. You didn't even try to think. You just literally said, "Give me all the best teams. They're all making the playoffs."
I'm not going to force the Tennessee Titans like what the Tennessee Titans did once they added D-Hop.
Stop disrespecting Tennessee.
No. So what they did when they added D-Hop was go from a losing team to maybe a winning team. They did not make themselves a playoff team.
Hold on. So first off, I want to say this. I respect your list.
I don't.
I do. It's a hard exercise. It really is. You know what I'm saying? When you go through it. So I can see this playing out that way. I do believe in the Miami Dolphins. I said from a player standpoint, the Tennessee Titans had the biggest acquisition this offseason in getting D-Hop. I think he's going to totally transform that offense. But when you think about coaching and just strategy, they brought in Vic Fangio, defensive coordinator. I played against so many defensive coordinators in this league. This dude's defenses is always 100. So, it is a big blow. I like what Ashley said. There's a lot of validity there. Her 2 biggest questions on the Dolphins, like Tua and Jalen Ramsey down. That's a big blow to this team.
But this is why I have
potentially. So sorry, we're not even. I don't even want to say that, but we know the situation around Tua. So hopefully he's healthy, Ashley.
About this.
All Corey did was copy and paste the teams from last season.
Stop. No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. This
is
virtually last season.
No, the Jets didn't make it, right?
I said virtually.
Yeah,
outside of 3 teams, this is virtually last year's playoff picture.
No, because there was so much more that went into it, though. Because you got to think, these teams in the AFC are going to be putting up a lot of points. Those other 2 teams that both of y'all threw in the mix are not going to be able to keep up with
what
these
other
teams in the AFC.
Tennessee
cannot keep up with any of these teams in the AFC.
Have Tennessee.
Well, let me tell you why, though.
I'm addressing both of y'all right now. I'm addressing both of y'all. He had Tennessee, you had Denver. Both of those teams cannot outscore any of these teams that you see here in the AFC.
Okay.
And the Broncos' defense isn't that great. And neither is the Tennessee Titans defense.
I'll let you have it. Because we got 2 minutes. I'll let you have it on the NFC.
We got 2 minutes? All right, let me get through the NFC first. All right, so NFC, I got, the 49ers coming out of the NFC North. I got the Seattle Seahawks as the wild card. I got the the New Orleans Saints coming out of the NFC South? And they'd be competing against the Panthers, Bucks, and I forgot who else is in there. But I got the Saints coming out of that division. Dallas Cowboys. Giants, and Eagles. I just can't see anybody in the NFC North securing a wild card spot outside of the Vikings. The Vikings are going to win that division. I don't have faith in the Lions. I think they'll
have the Cowboys in
I think they'll show some promise. No, Cowboys right there in the middle.
Oh, okay.
Lions, they'll show some promise. Don't think it'll be enough. I think they'll kind of finish in like around the same, maybe in the same place that the Tennessee Titans might finish. The Bears, don't have faith in them, and definitely don't have faith in the Packers. So this is what I got coming out of the NFC.
You have the Giants over the Lions?
Yes. I think the Giants are going to be able to put all of this drama behind them. Saquon, he's a team guy.
It's going to be interesting.
The Giants? They got Darren Waller, too. And
I'll say this
Hyatt.
They have 4 players.
While they're still debating.
They might have an explosive offense.
Let's take our 2 early playoff pitchers and let's put it on Twitter or X. Is it X now?
I don't know. The chat's saying
X.
Corey won.
No.
All he did was take last year's playoffs and put it on his list. So
the chat is one thing, Ashley. We got to go to Twitter because we still have audience from Instagram, from X, or X Twitter, whatever it's called, TikTok. We're going to put everybody together, right? And we'll take it to vote. All right? So we'll see.
Indeed.
Is it Ashley? Is it Corey? Or is it me? BC, do you have yours?
I can't believe
we got those
BC
in there.
Really quickly. Hold on, we got BC in the booth.
end the show,
BC, let's see yours real quick. Can we throw you up there?
He don't have no camera or mic right now.
How you not having? We talked about this. Oh my goodness. So we'll show BC's tomorrow. We'll throw BC's up there, his graphic.
Okay, we'll do that tomorrow.
In the chat. All right. So who would it be? Will it be Ashley Nicole Moss going down again? Will it be Corey going down again? Or will it be me?
He had the Giants over the Lions.
He don't have a chance.
I don't know why that's so
That's
far-fetched.
an insane pick.
I don't know why that's so far-fetched. We talking about the Detroit Lions.
Ashley
I like the coach, though. I like the coach. So I'm hoping they have
Lions
a
are
good season.
going to be
The Lions are going to be a
hands
lot
down.
nicer than you giving them credit for.
Three-way
like I
loss.
said, I hope they
Chrissy.
do
Oh,
their thing.
dang. Chrissy. Let's say that's why I rock with Chrissy. She keep it real. Like, she shows a lot of love, but she also keep it real. She says it's a 3-way loss. Why, Christy?
Because we didn't
Tell us why.
none of us had the Patriots on our list.
That's her team. Christy, you like the...
She's from Boston.
She different.
Yeah.
All right, we love you. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll share
have the
results.
results.
Peace.